Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com, and thank you for joining me for my Saturday morning share. And we're going to be making a card today, but first I wanted to go over a couple of things with you. The stamp set we're using today is this that I used here, the Just My Type stamp set from the annual catalog. I'll show you that in just a minute. But the rest of these cards, if you joined us live on Thursday evening, August the 3rd, you saw these cards in action, and these can be sent to your door for free with a qualifying purchase. And so I'll have all the details in the video description below, and it will also be on my blog, so check that out for the details. And something else big going on with Stampin' Up! This month is our kit sale. Now let me tell you, this is an awesome sale. We've just had a new kit added to the collection. It's a Christmas tag kit, so cute. At this time of this recording, it is still available, but there are so many styles and levels of ability for kits. And I say that because some of them require stamping and some of them don't. They're just an assembly, so your kids and your grandkids could help you put those together. These kits are marked either 10, 20, or 30% off. A great deal, and so many of you have taken advantage of it already. You have to remember that these are available while supplies last, so don't wait if there are some that you are wanting, and they make great gifts. Okay, so be sure and check that out. I'll have the link in the video description for that as well. So let's talk a little bit more about the stamp set we're using today. It's Just My Type, and I have had my eye on this for a while. The typewriter reminds me of my mom, and so I wanted to share that it's on page 69 of the 23-24 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog with these awesome copyrighted images from Stampin' Up!, and it is a photopolymer set, super awesome and fun. And I'm using these floral images here, this little envelope, and the thank you sentiment today for the card. Okay, so lots of possibilities with that stamp set. So let me show you the card. Here it is. I used the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper collection from the annual catalog, and I love how it turned out in combination with this floral image. Now this particular design was shared by Kristen Martin, who is on my STARS team of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and for our August meeting, she shared a card recipe with us with all the cutting measurements and scoring measurements and what we needed, and then we come with our pieces prepared, and we have a Zoom meeting, and then we assemble our cards, and they all look different but just the same layout, and it's so fun. So let's put this card together today. I'm starting with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and it's scored at 5.5. Okay, and I gave it a good crease with my bone folder. So let's take that, post it off, and look at our next layer. This is Bubble Bath, and it's cut 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, and that is going to be mounted on the center front of the card. So we can go ahead and do that because our other layers are going to be built up on top of a basic white piece. So in Kristen's directions, she said to have a contrasting color of cardstock from our base. And so I thought, this is pretty contrasting, but yet it was a color within my designer paper, just like the Night of Navy, which is what I usually take my cues from and to assemble my cards. Okay, we're going to sit that aside. And we have this piece of basic white cut 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then here's the designer paper I was talking about. It's cut in little rectangles, and I needed 4 cut at 1 3/8 by 2. Okay, so I have 4 of the same designer paper, and I'm going to line those up and make like a window. Okay, it's going to look like window panes. Now, Kristen's card, her spacing was farther apart than mine, but I liked this little small spacing, and that's, you know, you can interpret the design however you'd like, and it just, it's according to what is pleasing to your eye and how you interpret the directions, okay? So I'm just moving these around a little bit, getting my spaces in between each one. And I think I'm going to turn this one around here. And I'm not trying to match the pattern or designs. In fact, you could do 4 different patterns, okay, here and look nice. I like the uniformity of this for what I'm going to put on top. But another one of our team members had an idea and said that she likes to take the 4 rectangles, do them in different colors, and then run them through an embossing folder and have that texture on the 4 rectangles. So I thought that was a great idea too. So thank you, Lynn. Okay, so let me try to get this as straight as possible, but I'm just going to eyeball it. And then I'm going to pick up my pieces and glue them down. Okay, I think I can come over a little more this way. That looks good. Okay, so let's put some glue on the back. And I like using the liquid glue because it's forgiving. It lets you adjust a little bit if you need to. So let's put that one right there and get it situated. Let's do our next one. It's quieter in here now. My air conditioner just went off. It has just been blazing hot. Okay, let's get this on here. Like that. And then we'll do the other 2. So again, this pattern paper is from the Delightfully Eclectic. And it's got all kinds of patterns in it and colors. And it's a big stack of paper. It's a larger variety pack than our usual. Okay, so I'm liking that. Okay, so now I can go ahead and put that on top of here. And I'm going to do that just so I get a sense of feel, but I like to not glue that down until I get everything built up on that layer. So next I need 2 layering circles. So you could use punches, you could do squares. I chose the stylish shapes in basic white, and then the next larger side in the bubble bath again. And so I'm going to stamp on this one. I'm going to bring my foam mat in here. Let's see, let me get a piece of scrap paper and put it on my foam mat. Slide this over, and then we're going to stamp on this. So I'm going to use Memento Black ink. Now on my original card, I stamped full strength, and it's really bold. And it's fine, but I thought I'd try stamping off this time and getting a little lighter outline for the image. So here's my Memento Black ink. And I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to test it and see what it looks like. It's okay. I like it. I'm going to go for it. It's just going to make it a little bit more muted. And I don't get all of the stems on there because I want to leave space for my sentiment. And so I'm centering it down toward the bottom, and I'm going to stamp. And did I forget to stamp off? I think I did. That's okay. But you see, if you would stamp off, it would be a light, almost like a gray. Okay? So let me see if I have another one that we can use already cut. I'll save that for another project because I really want to see the difference here. I get to talking and it's like, okay, let me try it now. Let's see. Yeah, okay, let's try that. So now I'm going to leave that on there. Let me flip this over. Get a little bit neater look there. And I'm going to color it with my Stampin' Blend. So I have light and dark, Old Olive, dark Bubble Bath, and dark Petal Pink. All of these colors are in the designer paper. So this is my petal pink. And I just color very simply on these kinds of flowers. Let's see, I think I want petal pink again here. And then I'm going to take my bubble bath. And I'm using the bullet tip because it's a small area and just I'm not doing any shading on these flowers. Okay, so there we go with that. Now I'm going to take my dark Old Olive and I'm going to do the stems on all of them. Okay, and then on this one I'm kind of doing a little bit using the light Old Olive as well in just a bit. So I'm putting little dots of the dark Old Olive just to give it a little bit of color interest. But you could really just use probably the light Old Olive to color all of these in. And I decided to just make all of these dark Old Olive. Outline those stems, color the little balls, and there we go. Now let me take my light Old Olive bullet tip and fill in the rest of these leaves. And here then you have a little bit of a shading. I'm going over the dark that I already put in and then just covering those up. Super easy, super fun. Love coloring with Stampin' Blends. Okay, so there's that. Now I have my thank you sentiment mounted on my acrylic block. And I'm going to ink that up. And I think I want to use my Night of Navy on the sentiment. I could have used the black, but I'm going to use the navy because that's the color of my base. And I'm going to stamp that a little toward the left here. It's so easy to see where to stamp because of the photopolymer. And then I'm going to put the little envelope over here. So for that, I'm going to take a piece of scrap bubble bath and I am going to stamp. Do I want it in bubble bath or do I want it in, trying to decide. I did the other one in Fresh Freesia just to give a little different color than the bubble bath. So let me do Fresh Freesia again. So I've got the envelope here mounted, Fresh Freesia. Just to, and I'll show you why in just a minute. There's the envelope, super cute, stamping tone on tone. And let me find my scissors that are somewhere here. Here they are. And I'm just going to cut out just a fussy cut, but super easy cutting here. I got close to the stamped image. So here, let me show you. I thought I'd do a different color than my background circle so it would stand out a little more, okay? So I see a little point here I want to get rid of. So let's go ahead and put this on, mount that on the bubble bath circle. And again, use your layering pieces that you have. And then this I'm going to glue on. Okay, now let's start putting that down just a tad there. Okay, I like how that looks. So let's go ahead and build this up. We've got our 4 rectangles of pattern paper on the basic white that we're just going to put over top. And then this is going to go in the center. See, isn't that cute? All right. Let's put this, just center it up. Okay. And then to finish it off, I have some of the little brass butterflies that I'm going to take one of the largest ones and just put it right there in the center of that envelope. Okay, and then to finish off the inside, I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white with a strip of that same designer paper, 1/2 by 4. And we're going to glue that on the inside. And then we're going to compare the two because of the difference with the memento, the full strength memento for the image, and then the stamped off version. So there's the one we just made. Here's the original. And you can see the difference. They both look fine. This is a little more subtle, okay? So it's a matter of personal preference, okay? All right, I'll hope you give that a try. Visit my website at inkandinspirations.com. I will have this project posted soon, and I will post the link here in the YouTube video description along with everything about the online class and the kit sale. And so y'all have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and remember, make a card, send that card, and make a difference. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.